Hello and welcome back to another Bear Essential review with me, BearElliott. Hope you guys are having a great day today, and we are going to talk about yet another trailer that was recently released. Yes, we're going to be talking about DC Comics Legends of Tomorrow! I can't help but say it that way. Legends of Tomorrow! Yeah, this is the latest of a string of comic book related TV series that have released trailers. Now, this particular trailer was interesting because this show is going to be debuting on the CW not in 2005 but in 2016. Yes. So we have a while before this one actually hits the air. So what we might be seeing in the trailer is subject to change, but who knows? That's up in the air. But on to this trailer. Basically what we're doing is we're taking all the sub characters from Flash, the TV series, and Arrow, the TV series, and putting them into one show. The premise of this particular show is that we are gathering together, let's say these guys, if Flash and Arrow, Flash is more of an A-list character, Arrow, who's also known as Green Arrow at DC Comics, he's more of a B-list. These guys are more B and C-list characters. They're not the most recognizable, but they are interesting. I really have to admit that these are some of my favorite characters from the Bronze Age back in the 80s and the Golden Age and the Silver Age. They're kind of my favorite characters. Okay, so this group is made up of, let's start with Professor Stein. Now, Professor Stein is part of the Firestorm Matrix. Now, the Firestorm Matrix is made up of Professor Stein and also Ronnie Raymond. Both of these characters were introduced on the Flash show. They were created differently in this particular series because they were created from the exact same event that's created all of the metahumans in the Flash world. So the same event that created the Flash also created all these other characters. So this Firestorm is made up of two personalities. You have the younger character, he inhabits the body. Professor Stein becomes this disembodied voice inside of Ronnie Raymond's head. That's kind of a tongue twister. Ronnie Raymond's head, and helps him through because they change things on a microscopic and a chemical and a nuclear level. So they're this power. He's the one with the hair that it flames and stuff. So you have this character. Now, interestingly enough about this particular segment of this trailer, you never see Ronnie in it. Now you do see Firestorm, but you do not see actually who is the other half of the Matrix. Now I have not seen the season finale of Flash. That may change things in the dynamics of who's in the Matrix for Firestorm. So you have that particular character. There may be an introduction of Jason Roush, who he is later on in like the 2000s, he actually replaced Ronnie as Firestorm. So it'll be interesting to see if we get a little bit more diversity, and because Jason is actually African American. So it would be interesting to have more diversity on the shows because there's a lot of white bread going on. Yeah, there's a lot of white bread on the CW when it comes to our superheroes. Next up, we have kind of the returning of a character that was, spoiler alert, if you don't watch Arrow, the original Black Canary was murdered this season. So she's back, but in a slightly different form. She's coming back as the White Canary instead of the Black Canary. Now, there are a lot of characters, or they could have just created a new character, that new superhero that she could have been. But instead, they decided to go with that she is the White Canary now. And from this season, it introduced the Lazarus Pit, so I can only assume that this is how she's coming back. I don't know. It's nice to see the actress back, but she's the White Canary. Okay. Next up, we have Hot Girl. I'm really, really excited to see Hot Girl come into the series. She is a really interesting character. She has a very diverse background. It'll be cool to see which one they're going with. My understanding is they're going with the pre-52 version of Hot Girl. So we're going to see. She has ancient Egyptian heritage going on. We've seen her fly, so we know that she's going to fly. Next, we have the Atom. Now, this is the CW's version of the Atom. This is Ray Palmer. He does have a shrinking ability. We have seen that, which is part of the Atom's power from the DC Comics. But he kind of has this Iron Man-esque thing going on. I'm not really sold on the whole power suit thing where he flies around. Yeah, I guess it gives him more diversity in his powers, but I think it also is DC trying to play upon, hey, there's an Iron Man-esque kind of character. Look, we have our version. I don't know. So you have the Atom. Next up, we have in this particular little band of Legends of Tomorrow, we have two villains. Now, these two villains are Flash villains from the Rogue Gallery that have already been introduced on the Flash TV show. We have Captain Cold, who is interesting. I like him. I like the actor that portrays him. He's doing a really neat job, but I wanted to see him more developed in the Flash series other than being sent over to this series. But who knows, maybe he's going to be on this series and the Flash series at the same time. Who knows? Next up, we have Heatwave. Is that his name? I think it's Heatwave. He's a guy with a flame gun. So we basically have two characters on the show that have flame-esque powers. Alright, that's fine, I guess. Whatever. Or is it Heat Stroke? Him. That guy. The guy who has the flame gun. Heat something. So those are Legends of Tomorrow. Yes, those are going to be the characters that are going to be appearing in this new TV show. Now, I'm really, really excited about who they're taking on because it has been definitely identified in this trailer that Vandal Savage, the time-traveling caveman who got hit by a meteor and became eternal and can never die, he's actually the main villain. So there's going to be a lot of time jumping, it looks like, in this. Also, from the preview, there does seem to be the introduction of the multiverse for the DC universe. That'll be kind of cool because there's a lot of other characters they can bring in. I'm kind of stoked about this because DC, if they go with the pre-52s before everything went all wonky, they have a rich, dynamic history that they can pull from and lots and lots of cool characters. So I'm pretty stoked about this. I'm a little hesitant, but I'm stoked. So in my Barry Central review, I'm giving this a 3.5. Yeah, I think it has a lot of potential. I'm really happy that they only got 12 episodes for this series. They didn't give it a full 24. I don't think it could support a full 24. I do think it would make a great, kind of like what ABC is doing with the Agent Carter when it comes to the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They're putting it in between the fall and the spring episodes. So they'll do 12 and then they do a break and then they do another 12. I really dig that format and then have a different mini series in between that is a fully one storyline, not a lot of arcs, and they can focus on just those 12 and make it awesome. Special effects look really good for this series, so I'm kind of stoked. So definitely tune in. This is not going to be airing until 2016, so we don't have an actual date of the air, which day of the week it's going to be on, but who knows? I am assuming it's going to be in either Flash's time slot or Arrow's time slot. Arrow was picked up for a 4th season, so he will be coming back. Stephen Amell has said some weird things recently about what his character. You'll never see me in the Arrow costume again. Yet this series takes place next year, and there he is in the Green Arrow costume. I don't think you can bank all your bucks on the Casey Jones role that you got going on in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. So, Steven, let's just stick with your salmon ladder and just showing off that handsome body. So, overall, I'm looking forward to DC Comics Legends of Tomorrow. And 3.5, not bad. Can't wait to see it. So until next time, bye, Cublets!
I could go out in the darkness, see you calling my name. I hear you shouting, hear you calling, but it's not the same. Every word that you are throwing right into my back doesn't matter to me, cause I'm keeping my track. Let me go. Let me go.